Rich, be a champion in life. Hey man, it's Friday morning. I just want to say, hey man, I've been having some phone issues. Obviously, I kind of got on the internet there and let people know, but I'm not out of the woods quite yet. It's still a little discerning, a little frustrating. Yes, I've lost 500 or 600 contacts I've built over travel in the last few years. They're gone. I spent 3 days at Apple. Anyway, they're gone. But I still have a virus in my phone. There's still stuff going on. I sent out about 10 texts last night to notify some coaches about the change in our dates in our wrestling camp, and sent them specifically to the coaches that I wanted to. And then there's replies back, about 7 or 8 of them, and there's no name attached to them, so I don't even know who's replying back. So anyway, my phone is definitely glitching. I'm on the backside of it. I've recognized the situation and realized that there's just nothing we can do about it, nothing Apple can do about it. So we're going to have to take some new safety measures from here on forward. But, what I realize is that the phones have way too much control over our lives. That's what it is. I mean, because it drove me nuts for a few days, and I recognize that it's just got way too much control. Not enough to drink or anything like that, but which brings up a subject. Guys are always asking me, do you still think about using? I've been clean a long time, guys, 13 years. That's a very long time, and haven't picked up a drug or a drink in 13 years, plus. And, what I figured out over time is that, after 2 or 3 years of staying clean and sober, making good decisions, and waiting that storm, man, at some point, the obsession to use was lifted. We used to use when we were happy, used to use when we were sad, and use just to use, And, I think that's one of the issues we have. Guys, people don't stay clean long enough to reap those rewards, and they don't insulate themselves, I insulated myself very thick, very around good people, moving forward, making good positive choices, and staying clean and sober. And, I just made it important each and every day. And, over time, I insulated myself, and I made myself accountable to all those kids I speak to out there. My team members, I've really made myself accountable on a really high level, and I've become of service, and I've and I think that's an important part, to feel wanted and needed and important and inspired, and those are all key elements to keeping moving forward. And I think that back to the point, people ask me all the time, you feel like using? I don't. I really don't, guys. That's the thing. The relapse rate is so high within that first year because you don't reap the rewards. You don't feel like you're making progress. You're not, you're not getting your kids back in your life. You're not getting your driver's license back. You're not getting that high wage job. You're not, all these things, and, it takes time. It's slow and steady moves forward and up. It takes time. It takes a long time to really wade that storm and rebuild and restructure and get to a point where you're really starting to reap the rewards. And so, I encourage you guys to just, those that are struggling, with food, with sex, with drugs, with just anxiety and depression and, insecurities and all those things, man, just stay in the fight, man. Stay in the fight. Just keep moving forward, and you may not get it the first time. I went through treatment 5 or 6 different times over the years, man. You may not get it the first time. You may miss the mark. You might not reach your goal, but just stay after it and keep in the fight, man. And over time, you will start reaping some serious rewards in your life. I promise you. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy Easter with your families. It's a great weekend for church, for Easter Sunday, and if you're into that, and really just spend some time with your family and get grounded and enjoy the weekend.